The photo you just saw is the current reality of Nigeria. How can you imagine a country so rich with not just natural resources but human resources, but it's still the capital, poverty capital of the world? Imagine a country so rich with all manner of mineral resources, from petroleum to gold to copper to zinc, just name it. Yet this country, Nigeria, is still the poverty capital of the globe. A country with well over 250 million having more poor people than India with close to 1 billion people in population. How did Nigeria get here? Don't forget to subscribe to Dual Research Blog for more in-depth analysis on political issues in Nigeria, in Africa, and across the globe. Now let's discuss Nigeria. Now the poverty level is astronomical. The poverty level is something else. The prices of goods and services has gone up geometrically. Income is static. Lots of school children out of school. Insecurity at its peak. Food security, big problem. Agriculture, big problem. How did we get here? The problem of Nigeria did not start today, but let's just take a peep at what Nigeria before 2015. The dollar used to be for 100, used to exchange for the naira for 189, 190, 198 naira to the dollar. Now dollar is close to 1,500. Pounds is around 2,000 naira. The euros is around 1,700. How did you get here? Now the prices of goods in the market is very, very expensive. People can no longer afford the basic necessities. And Nigeria is meant to be an agricultural hub. We have lots of land for farming, but all of these are not being utilized. Why? What is the government not doing right? Now, some of the problems that we have identified to the cause of all of these problems. One, I can say corruption. It's no longer news that corruption has now become a part and parcel of the Nigerian state. But what is the government doing to fight corruption? We have different agencies, established by law to fight corruption, but it appears they're not living up to its expectation. In Nigeria today, you find the EFCC breaking down the doors of youths in different universities, all in the name of trying to arrest fraudsters, popularly known as Yahoo boys. Meanwhile, in government circles, billions and billions of naira have been stolen. We do not hear anything about that. Or we just have media trial, the EFC just call one of the big names and that is it. Under the administration of the immediate past president of Nigeria, they mismanaged the economy. The former CBN governor is still having a lot of legal battles. But if we understand clearly, we just know that what is happening is just gimmicks, just playing to the gallery. Otherwise, in other crimes or in other societies where they take the people serious, the likes of the former president, he should be in jail by now. In this same country called Nigeria, The president, we've seen the president is not even aware of what happened in these 8 years in government. Massive corruption at the central bank level, at all ministry. In this same country, we have a minister of aviation who used taxpayers' money to paint a jet or an airplane belonging to a different airline. And as we speak, he's walking down the streets. No arrest, nothing. We have the former Accountant General of the Federation, who was alleged to have mismanaged billions of naira. As we speak, is in his house. The former chairman of the EFCC is also in his house. Lots of corruption. The former Attorney General of the Federation, despite all of the billions, the former PA to the former president, all of these people stole billions and billions of dollars. And as we speak, they are all in their houses. So that is why we find a system where there's so much resources, economic resources in the country, but people are still wallowing in poverty. In this same country, oil theft or revenues accruing from oil thefts files is almost more than what accrues to the government in terms of revenue. And then they tell you if they want to play to the gallery, they simply tell you, we've secured the pipelines. All of these are just playing to the gallery. Organized crime is what I call it. The reason why we have so much and people still live in poverty, lack of transparency and accountability in government. These are some of the problems. And then we have the elitism, where you have the elite just get away with whatever they do. For example, the current Senate president has a case of over 50 billion naira in embezzlement against the elite, still manning the number 3 position in the country. A lot is going on in Nigeria. And that's why you find so much poverty. They just play to the gallery. And recently the president talked about revamping agriculture. But you ask yourself, how much was budgeted for agriculture in the 2024 budget? A merely 1%, 1.5% of the total budget. In 2014, African heads of state met and then decided that one way to ensure food security in Africa is to ensure that countries in Africa budget at least 10% of its annual budget for agriculture. In Nigeria, 1%, 1.5% is all we see. And then just to tell you that the government is not even interested in getting things done. That is the kind of country we find ourselves. Playing politics with the lives of people. The former chief of army staff, lots of money gone. He's walking on the street, a free man, even with security of the state. Where do we go from here? What do we do to get out of the current state of poverty? You find people, countries with pipeline, with oil, the 6th largest producer of oil in the globe, still high level of poverty. We need to get this right. And one of the ways we can get this right is voting the right leaders, like what we have in Abia State. We need to see beyond religion. We need to see beyond ethnicity. We just have to start looking at capacity. And hopefully, INEC will do what it takes to make Nigeria a better place. Let's not forget there's still also the international collaboration, about what's happening in Nigeria. But of course, if the local bourgeois do not agree to what the international community brings in, all this won't be happening. We have to ensure that Nigeria gets on the right path. and it all begins with you and I. Don't forget to subscribe to Joy Research Blog on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And you can also drop a comment, tell us how you think Nigeria can navigate its way out of this current problem. And we're waiting to hear from you. Thank you.